Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a first impressions using the very exciting, the one that I've been waiting to use for so long, is the Beauty Bay Wilderness palette. I know everyone and their mother has been using this palette already, but I have only fit it into my schedule just now and I've only gotten around to using it just now. I will just give one little heads up for this video and maybe a couple more videos coming up that has already happened in a previous video to this one. I am having some technical difficulties with my microphone. It keeps cutting out and it keeps kind of going quiet, and I have to keep kind of starting talking before I actually say what I want to say in the video so I can edit out the bit that probably cut off. It's really annoying. I don't know what to do with it. I need help. I need someone's tips and tricks down below. If you can, I'll give the details of my camera towards the end of the video, but I'm probably going to get my boyfriend to give me a hand with this. I don't know what to do. I don't know whether I need a new mic. I've had it 3 years maybe, and I don't know what to do with it, so I'm not a techie person, so I need his help. But as soon as it's sorted, I will get it sorted for you guys, but I just don't want to miss any content going up for you guys, so that's why I'm going to continue doing it. But just be wary if there's a weird edit somewhere, that's why something cut out and you couldn't even hear me talk, so I just cut it out. Or if it does cut out mid-sentence, I do apologize. I keep checking my laptop here to see if I am cutting out, to make sure the levels are still going up and down, so I do apologize. But anyway, this palette is so fun. I am having so much fun with this. This look is beautiful, nothing short of what I am used to with Beauty Bay's formula. The blues, the greens, oh my goodness, look at him in the corner. And I'm actually happy I'm using this palette around this time of year as well, because there is reds and greens, and it is kind of, I do want to do something with those to give it a little bit of a Christmassy vibe, because obviously, I mean, come on, look behind me. But I'm really excited. There's a little pop of neutral, but it's not super neutral. That could be classed as like a mustardy kind of colour. The shimmers are stunning. I maybe could have done one or two maybe more like shimmers. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So I am very excited about this. See this one up here? I don't get why we need it in every palette, but maybe people love it. I don't know. I have two of Beauty Bay's palettes. I've got the Book of Magic and the New Romantics, and I have those colours in both of those palettes already now. So if you have a lot of Beauty Bay's palettes, you will probably get a repeat of this each time, because I already have the two that I said. So I have 3 of those colours now. I am very happy there's no black in this palette. I'm going to pop up some swatches as I'm talking now as well, just so you can see what they look like in action. And the beautiful shimmers, the shade Ray I have on my inner corner, shocked me. You'll see it in the video. The shade Fossil as well, I'm really excited about that one. But the one I'm most excited for is Lime. You can probably already tell that with just the history of me on this channel. So I'm really excited about it. I'm excited to see how the reds go as well. They don't look too pinky. The burgundy looks a little bit pinky, but the shade Poppy does not look too pink. And I'm just really excited about this. I cannot wait to get into it and get into a 3 looks 1 palette. I know I said in probably the new year I'm probably going to go down to a 2 looks 1 palette, but I did want to do 3 looks with this palette because I'm just really excited to use this and I want to do as many looks as I can for you guys. But in the new year I'm probably going to go back down to 2 looks 1 palettes, just to give myself a little bit of a break. Just a little bit, because I've taken on a lot of work here, especially with being back in work, because anytime I've been doing a lot of work on my YouTube, it's been during lockdowns, which means I had lots of time. Now I don't have as much time, so I'm trying to give myself also a break and still some sort of, you know, downtime and life as well to go with everything. So I hope you guys are okay with that, but you'll still have the content coming, so don't worry about that. I am really excited to get into this tutorial. The up close pictures of this look will be on my Instagram, which is linked down below, so go follow that there. Plus I'm doing my advent calendar opening every day on my Instagram stories as well, so you can go follow that too. Check all those out. Very fun times happening this month. I'm so excited. So I think that is everything for the intro, and let's get into how I got this look. Okay guys, so we're going to get into the look using the stunning Wilderness palette. Like, oh my goodness. And the reason why I'm doing it around this time of year, one, because I had to wait for it to get here. It didn't take that long to get here, but I also had to fit it into my schedule and also find time to actually film the videos. But it's red and green and it's Christmas, so red and green. But we're actually not going to use any red in this look. I want to use the blues and greens. So basically like this whole section right here, all of these, all 8 colours is what we're going to use. Actually, we're not going to use Breeze, but these 7 colours here, all of these, we're going to do a kind of 2-toned kind of eye, not a 2-toned like 2 different eye colours, but like one half of the eye is going to be one colour and one half is going to be a different colour. One is going to be blue, one is going to be green, and I'm very excited about the look. I already have my skin on, brows on, and eyeshadow primer on, which is all listed down below, so you can see that as you need to if you feel like you need to see what I used on my brows or what I used on my skin. It's all down below. So we're going to start. Okay, so I want the outer half of the eye to be blue, so I'm going to go in with the shade Twilight, because this is, when it's on the eye, a little bit deeper. Like when I swatch it and everything, I think it's going to be that little bit deeper than the Ivy green sort of shade. So I'm taking that on a Makeup Geek Defined Crease brush, and we're just going to pop that on the outer corner. Oh, that was like instant gratification for that colour. There's a little bit of kick up from the pan, but nothing crazy, but it's crazy pigmented. I'm taking this about halfway through the crease because I have the green for the inner crease, and I don't really want to blend this anymore because I think this might just blend out to everywhere. And I'm very happy there's no black in the palette, but I'm also very happy that the colours that we have, there is a darkest colour. So there is a really dark kind of burgundy red, there's a really dark foresty green, and a really dark blue. So you have your options there with all your other colours. There is a dark brown as well. It's not super dark, but it's a darker brown than whatever the other browns are in there. So it's just nice to have that variation that you don't have to use a black to get it, because the New Romantics palette and the Book of Magic palette both had a black in it, and I didn't think you needed it in both. Okay, so now I'm going to take the shade Sky, which is just a sky blue, and we're going to take that on a BH Cosmetics Lavender Luxe number 7 brush. So not the biggest fluffy brush, because I have that there to blend if I need extra blending, but the next one down from that, and we're going to use that to blend out this edge just on the blue side. Don't bring it any further than that inwards. We just want to get this edge around here all nice and blended, and they just blend into each other like nothing because they're both blue, so obviously they will blend easy together, but like that wasn't a lot of effort at all. And you can add a bit more of the darker blue if you need to deepen it up again. Okay, so I have my provisional kind of blend with my colours going, but I will use my clean brush to, you know, really get in there and soften out any edges. But I'm going to go in with a smaller brush again. This is a BH Cosmetics Lavender Luxe number 6 brush, so smaller than that last one that we used. And I'm going to take the shade Ivy, which is that super dark foresty green, and that's going to go on the inner half of this crease here. So just as dark as the blue that's on the outside, just as deep in there, in the same sort of area, and then we're going to use a lighter green to soften that out. It should almost look like it's a duochrome in still motion, if that makes sense. So like one side is one colour, one side is the other colour. The way if a duochrome was moving, you get the two shifts. Should kind of look a bit like that. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but it makes sense in my head. So just where they meet in here, just wiggle over here. But I'm just getting the colour on. We're not blending because again, we've even less space in here to blend. That dark green is so beautiful, would be so good in a halo eye, which I am probably going to do a halo eye with this palette, but I don't know what way I want to do it, so we'll have to see in probably my 3 Luxe on palette. So I'm going to take a BH Cosmetics Lavender Luxe number 8 brush, so kind of like a pinched blending brush. It's like pinched on one side and it's like really fluffy. And then I'm going to take the shade Mint, which is the minty green, and kind of using it on the flat, I'm just kind of going in there and buffing out that darker green. Similar to what we did on the outer part here with the blue, we're just trying to get that edge nice and soft. They should blend quite well together as well. And you can kind of blend the light blue and the light green into each other as well across that middle part of the crease. And now I'm going to go with my clean brush, mostly just for out here because this is where the kind of harshness is. This is the biggest brush. This is the number 5 in that Lavender Luxe set. Just get in there and get some sort of edge happening. It will kind of just blend into the foundation I have on around the eyes because I don't set my under eye concealer, but we'll get it going. And once you have a clean brush, it's easier because you're not adding any more product, so you're not dragging any extra product out. And as you're going, you can go back in with the brush with the light blue on. I'm not picking up any more product, I'm just going in to make sure that you can still see that colour. I don't want to lose that colour. I just want the edge to dissipate outwards. Ooh, very fancy word, Carla. Okay, so we're pretty much going to repeat the same on the bottom now. We're going to go back in with Twilight. This is a MAC 214 brush, my old reliable little smudgy brush, and he is going to go along that outer half of that lower lash line, really close to the lashes and connecting on that outer corner as well. And then you can take whatever sort of brush you want for blending. I'm going to go in with the same brush I used to blend out the darker blue with the lighter blue, the number 7 brush, so not the biggest fluffy brush that was clean. I'm taking whatever's on that brush and we're just going to start diffusing this out. It is a bigger brush than a lot of people may prefer, so you might want to use a smaller brush, but I don't mind it being quite thick down here. Kind of like that grungy look. If you know me, you know me. And also make sure your blend is matching as well out here. And then back into the shade Ivy, we're going to do the same on the inner corner or inner part of the lower lash line. I'm taking a number 7 smoky eye brush, just a teeny weeny little pencil brush, and that's going to go on the inner part of the crease. So all the mattes should be the same top and bottom. And then, you've probably guessed, we're going to go into the shade Mint on the same brush that we used for that. I'm going to take the one dab, just one little dab, that's all, just to get it going. And we're going to go in and fluff out the edge of that dark green. Again, it's going to be grungy, it's going to be messy, it's going to be a bit smoky. But that's the vibe we're going for here. You can use smaller brushes, as I said. And also make sure that your blue and green blend into each other as well on the lower lash line, same as on top. Okay, so now we have 2 shimmers to pop on the eye. I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Glitter Insurance, and I'm going to use a green and a blue. And it's going to kind of match the sides of the eye. So I'm just taking this with my finger over the lid, just to really show off the shadow. I use glitter primer with pretty much every shimmer that I'm going to use, because I just prefer how everything applies over it. And from the swatches, these look like they apply great even without a glitter primer or anything like that. I've found no issues with Beauty Bay's shimmer formula. In fact, I've been very much impressed by them. So I am excited for this. I'm especially excited for that blue shade that I'm going to put on. So starting with the blue, I'm going to go with the shade Ocean here, which is such a beautiful blue shimmer that has a little bit of a green, a little bit of a gold just in it, and sometimes a bit of purple, but I can't really see purple, but it kind of shifts a little bit. I don't know, it's stunning anyway. And we're going to press that on the outer half of that lid. Oh yeah, it does shift. It's like got a shift of purple, but the sparkles in it are like blue and green. It's very weird and I really like it. So he's just going on the outer half, just layering it up just so I have a nice even coating of it, stopping where it meets the matte out here, and then we'll blend that together in a second. And then just before I continue with the other shimmer, I'm taking a little bit of Twilight again, really tapping it off and just pressing where that meets that shimmer, just to give us a nice gradient between the two. That is such a beautiful blue colour, really interesting blue, because sometimes they're very cobalty, sometimes they're more navy, and then sometimes they're very icy. This is like a peacocky kind of colour, I don't know, it's very nice. And then I've just cleaned that same brush off a little bit, and I'm going to go into the shade Moss here. So there's 2 kind of greens. One is more of like a tealy sort of green, and then this one here is Moss. It's a little bit more emeraldy, foresty kind of like shade. It's very nice. And he's going to go on this inner half of the eye to match the crease. I have to say, Beauty Bay's shimmer formula, it's so pretty. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Glam Lite formula with the shimmers. I only have used one Glam Lite palette ever, the Makeda collab. But from that palette, it's very similar, because they're really textured, really sparkly, loads of pigment to them, but kind of almost like a creamy sort of formula. It's very nice. And then just kind of pull it a little bit over where it meets the blue, and then you can go back in with blue to pull it back, and then back and back and back and back until you're happy. But they should, again, just blend really nicely together. Oh, I love it. And next I'm going to go in with Ray for my inner corner. So this is like a kind of champagne-y base with a kind of green and a bluey sort of reflect off it. Very cool, and also matches this look perfectly, so that's what we're going for. And he's just going to go on that inner. Oh, look at that. That's so sparkly. The green really comes out against my skin as well. Oh, I love that. Well, that is just fabulous. I really like that colour. That'd be a really fun cheek highlight if you wanted something with a little bit of a duochrome to it. Okay, so I am a sparkly mermaid dream right now. I'm going to finish off my eyes, do my liner, lashes, cheeks and lips, and I will come back and I'll let you know what I used on the rest of my face and my final thoughts on the palette. I kind of love it though. I'm loving this look. Alrighty guys, so this is how I have finished off this look. I hope you all like how it turned out. I'm loving how this turned out. I'm going to show you everything that I used on my face. So to finish off the eyes, I was thinking about doing a liner, like a proper wing liner. Like I had it ready and I was about to do it, and then I thought, no, I don't want to do it. I didn't want to do it in the end. I don't know why, I haven't been feeling a wing liner right now. So instead I went in with my waterline. So I used 2 eyeliners on my waterline to match the colours on the eyes. I have got the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade LSD, which matches basically that lid shade pretty perfectly. It's like a sparkly blue. And then the other one I have here is Mars, also from Urban Decay, and it matches that really dark green perfectly as well. So perfect liners for this look. I use them liners more than you would think. But that is the liner. My mascara then is my Maybelline Great Lash, which I have been using for the past while. I'm not a huge fan of it. I've kind of grown to not like it, only because it doesn't do a whole lot for my lashes. So I've kind of just been using it on days where I'm going to be putting lashes on anyway, so you don't really notice it. It's good for my bottom lash, so I don't mind it for that. But I do have other ones that I prefer. So I wouldn't buy it again, but it's actually fine for when I'm doing looks like this. But in my everyday life, I'm actually using a different mascara. Then we have got the lashes are the Violet Voss lashes in the style Sexy And I Know It. And they're kind of wingy, they're kind of crisscrossy, a little bit spiky, and I kind of love it. I think they give loads of smokiness, but still you are able to see everything that's actually going on the eyes as well, so I really like that. For cheeks then, I went in with my Cheek Parade from Benefit. They have many of these types of cheek palettes out, especially around Christmas time as well. So I went in with Hoola Lite as my bronzer, which looks super pale, but it is what I have on my skin. I am super pale, so it works for me. And then I used Dandelion as my blush. I was going to use Rockateur, but I used Dandelion instead because I just thought soft pink goes nice with green and blue. Then I have the highlighter I used. This is the MAC Extra Dimension highlighter. Mine is like falling out like that, so I have to hold it. This is in the shade, whoops, Double Gleam. It's falling out on its own. Double Gleam. So super nice pale champagne. If you're pale skin, this is a great highlighter for pale skin without being too gold or too silver. It just looks really nice and wet looking on the skin. Finally onto lips then, I went in with my Huda Beauty lip contour in the shade Flirt, which is like a kind of slightly warm brown neutral lip pencil. My liquid lip that I went with is the NYX Lip Lingerie in the shade Corset, which is like a cooler toned neutral, very reminiscent of like Blankety from MAC, or I don't know, just any sort of cool toned liquid lip. I went in with that. I've got the small one because I got it in an advent calendar, and then basically the exact same colour almost, I have this gloss here from MAC in Bodycon. And yeah, that's the lip combo. I felt like a gloss today because, you know, neutral lip, and it's quite pale as well, so I quite like it. That is the look with the Beauty Bay Wilderness palette. That's my first time using it, my first impressions. I'm so happy I snatched this palette up in the second time round, and I'm really happy with it. I've been loving Beauty Bay palettes. I'm interested in all the kind of things they come out with. The new ones, the Opulence palette I think it was called, it's very similar to Book of Magic, so I did not buy that one. I do have some restraint in that way. But this, I mean, come on now, I did say in my makeup wish list that all I wanted was for them to come out with a green, grungy kind of palette, and they kind of did deliver for that as well. So I'm really happy with this. I'm very excited. I'm really excited for this little corner down here. I think I might do that on my first, or my 3 Looks 1 palette. This to me is like Christmas, just these 6 here, Christmas. And then I'll probably do a halo eye of some sort using these colours. So I'm very excited about this palette. I'm loving the quality of it. Nothing new there. I do like Beauty Bay's quality and formula, and I'm loving this colour story. I think it's beautiful. I love the look. I think it's stunning, and I cannot wait to do my 3 Looks 1 palette. As I said in the beginning, guys, I am sorry if the audio in this video is not up to scratch. There's just, I don't know what it is. There's something with my mic. So if you did like this video, then give me a big thumbs up down below. It's the quickest, simplest and easiest way to give me a little bit of support, get me around to more people, and also let me know that you like the videos, and I will continue to do many more. Also hit subscribe down below to let me know that you like the video, and I will also continue to do more because I have many things coming up. We have the whole of December coming up, and we also have the new year. I'm planning already. I have a few ideas. I haven't like started my notes yet. Once I start my notes, that's when I kind of have my game plan going. So once I have my notes sorted, I kind of know what I'm doing, but I have ideas to put into my notes, so we're going with that anyway. So I will start doing that for next year and think of a series probably, because I love a good series. As I also said in the beginning of the video, I have got my Instagram and my TikTok link down below. below where I do weird things on TikTok, weird transitions, and also I have my up close pictures of my face. Also, I have my advent calendars going on my Instagram stories, so go follow that down below so you don't miss any of the days, because it is only stories and they're only up for 24 hours. And finally, let me know in the comments down below what you think of the look. Would you wear this look? I love this kind of look. I love a two-tone kind of gradient across the whole eye with the crease and everything like that. I'm loving this palette. Let me know in the comments as well if you have the palette. What do you think of the palette, and are you wishing to pick it up if you don't already have it? I'm really liking the palette. My verdict is very good for this. So I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye!